Hey guys, Acura Amanda here. If you're new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell for the notifications for when we go live. Today I'm going to be interviewing a woman who lives in the city of West Palm. I'll turn the camera over to her. Hey guys, I'm sitting here with Miss Sandy of West Palm Beach. I've known Sandy from the city commission meetings of West Palm. There was one story that stood out to me in particular, and today she's going to explain to you what happened. So I'll turn the camera over to you, Miss Sandy.
Okay, thank you. I attended a city commission meeting. I attend most of them. And I'm very outspoken about Keith James. I don't like the way he runs the city. I don't like the decisions he makes. And I'm very verbal about it. If you know Keith James, you know he can be very vindictive. What happened is I was leaving a city commission meeting one night. I left before the meeting was over. And when I was leaving City Hall, Lieutenant with the West Palm Beach Police Department followed me out and said, "Sandy, I'd like to have a conversation with you." I said, "Sure." So we sat in the courtyard on the wall, and he started talking about things that I had absolutely no interest in. Kept me there for about 20 minutes talking about nothing, really. When he got a text on his telephone, he read the text, he jumped up and said, "I gotta go." So I'm like, what the hell? So I went into the parking garage. I have a handicap sticker. I'm parked on the first floor by the elevator. I'm sorry, I think it's the second floor by the elevator. And I got my car. I started home. I made it as far as 45th Street when my tire started going flat. I pulled into the gas station, put air in it, and that got me the rest of the way home. The next morning, I went out to the garage and I looked, and both my tires are flat. And I'm like, what the hell? They were the front tires. The front tires were flat. And a neighbor across the street, very good to me, come over and looked at it, and he said, "Both of them?" I said, "Yep." So he got down on his hands and knees and told me to pull out of the garage. And when I did, he said, "Stop." And I stopped, and he said, "Put it in parking, come here." And I went out, and both tires had screws drilled into them. And he looked at me and I looked at him. I said, "This is no accident." He just smiled. So this could have only happened at City Hall. And 2 or 3 weeks later, I had a problem with my car. They put it on a computer. And my oil filter had been loosened to the point that you could hand tighten it and hand loosen it. It was that bad. So I bought 2 new tires. I went and had an oil change. And to my knowledge, I've had no problem with the car since. I don't believe in coincidences. That lieutenant followed me out of that meeting and kept me sitting on that wall talking about absolutely nothing for 20 minutes. Like I said, I don't believe in coincidences. Everything happens for a reason. After a while, I made an appointment with Chief Morris to talk to him about this issue. And I think, Amanda, that's where you first heard me, because I mentioned it at the city commission meeting, what happened to my car, that it was vandalized in the parking garage. And when I spoke to Deputy Chief Morris, I was in his office at West Palm Beach Police Department. And I started telling him about my tires and my oil filter being loosened. And he said to me, you know, there's cameras in the city parking garage. I said, I know that. I'm glad you know that. Now, this is the date I was there. This is the time. This is where I was parked. I said, pull the cameras. I want to know who put screws in my front tire. He said he could do that. And right around this time, the City of West Palm Beach Internal Auditor did an audit on David. I forget what David stands for, but it's when the police check anybody's license and driving record. And I wanted to know if anybody had access to my David report. And come to find out, 6 months after Keith James was sworn in as mayor, somebody did indeed run my David report. Obviously came up with nothing because I'd never gotten a ticket from the West Palm Beach Police Department. And like I said, this was done 6 months after Keith James was sworn in. From what I understand, that's illegal, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to file a complaint on it. But I believe there's a hefty fine for that, and I'm not sure I want the taxpayers paying the fine for what the police department did. When I was in Chief Morris's office speaking with him, I started talking about the tires and the rail working. That's when he interrupted me and asked me if I knew Acura Amanda. I said, who's she? And he pulled you up on the screen, where I believe you're outside the County Health Building on 45th Street. And I think he was trying to make something out of it, and honestly at the time I couldn't see what you're doing wrong. You were on public property. You were asking very politely, very professionally, asking cops that I just wanted you to move. And when one cop couldn't answer your question, you asked for his superior, and his superior went up to, I believe, there were 4 police officers and 4 police cruisers sitting in the parking lot. And I'm still not sure if you get an answer. But Acura, Amanda, I'm going to tell you something. If they're gunning for you, they're gunning for you. I know they're gunning for me. They don't like it that I'm so outspoken. And you're outspoken, but in a professional manner. I lose my temper with them. But just be careful. Just be careful.
So Sandy, I'm going to ask you, because I'm curious, I'm sure the viewers are curious. Did you ever get any answers as to what happened to your vehicle on that day that your tires went flat on the way to your home?
Never heard a word.
Has anybody pulled the camera footage from that city parking lot?
If they did, I don't know about it.
How has this made you feel?
You know, I am a big supporter of the West Palm Beach Police Department. These men and women go out every day and they risk their lives to keep me and you safe. Bad cops that can't follow the rules and regulations, I have no use for them. Unfortunately, they make it look bad to all the cops. And one cop does something bad, every cop goes under the umbrella. Every cop did something bad, and that's not true. We've got too many good cops in West Palm Beach. A few that need to wake up, but hopefully in time that'll do it.
And another question that I had, so recently there was a police officer that they announced that they terminated for him allegedly giving me information such as officers' addresses. I'm going to let you guys know that is totally false, those allegations. But Sandy, you did mention that there was a personnel in the department that actually did that and released names and addresses of officers. Who was that gentleman?
This was under Mayor Jerry Muyo, who was a pretty good mayor. She made decisions I didn't agree with, but she was always willing to listen. If she could help, she stood up and she helped. Okay, I have a lot of respect for Jerry Muyo. A reporter was doing a story on the police department and kept hounding them for public records requests. And the spokesman at the time, his name was Elliot Cohen. He worked under and reported, I believe, to Jerry Muyo. So he released records to the media and gave them everything. He didn't edit anything out. He gave the cop's name, the cop's rank, the cop's home address, the telephone number. If it was in the cop's record, the media got it. There was an uproar over that, and Elliot Cohen was eventually fired.
Well, Sandy, I really appreciate your activism in this community, guys. I'm going to leave a link in the description to some of the blogs that she writes about the city of West Palm Beach. She's an excellent writer, a great advocate in this community. And Sandy, on us all together, I'm very sorry for what happened to you when you were trying to voice your concerns at the city commission meeting that day that you came out and you found screws, I should say, drilled through your tires. That should not happen to anybody in our lovely community of West Palm Beach, let alone a senior citizen. That broke my heart to hear that, and the fact that you didn't get any answers as to how it happened, any closure behind it. So thank you for your time today, Sandy. If there's anything else you'd like to add that you'd like the viewers to know.
I've watched and listened to you at city commission meetings when you speak out and you do it very professionally. Accurate, Amanda, I'm jealous of that. I wish I could do it without losing my temper. I can't. I just get so angry at them and what they do and the decisions they make and don't care who they are. So you keep up your activism too.
And you as well. Thank you so much, Sandy.
Thank you, dear.